Hey, so today I'm going to talk about how to maintain and implement this change of living a lifestyle of purity. I think a lot of times we want to do it or we have it in our minds, but we don't know how to actually stick to it. I know for me, I took my vow of purity and then I want to say probably about a year or a little before that year was up, I had broken my vow. And it crushed me because I really had it in my mind. I was like, I am so excited that I'm not going to, have sex again until I'm married. But that didn't happen because I didn't plan for it properly. So that was 4 years ago. So it's been 4 years before so I've had some time to actually figure out what it was that caused me not to continue to go through with that change completely and have to start over again. So one of the reasons that we will not continue with this change is, where is it? We have the wrong intention. So our heart might tell us, oh yeah, I just want to do this and I'm going to go hard for you, God, and just, please help me if you just take away this heartbreak, or if you just, um, help me feel better with whatever situation I'm going through. If you just get so and so off my mind, I promise I'll do such and such and I won't have sex again until I'm married. I think a lot of us have that intention at first, and God does exactly what we ask Him to. He'll heal us, He'll deliver us, He'll help us up, He'll wipe our nose, and then a year later, because I can say that, we're back in the same position. And what I have here is Jeremiah 17:9 that says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?" We honestly think that we know what we want sometimes, and then we'll get it. And it's like, okay, that's not really what our heart wanted, because our heart can be deceitful. It says it right here. It is in the Bible. That doesn't mean that everything that you want is bad. No, that just means you really ask God, please filter my heart, because I think I want this. If I don't want it for a right reason, then help me see what the right reason is, and we'll take it from there. So for me initially, yes, it was. I wanted my heart to be whole and fixed and, just put back together. That's why I took my vow. Now, I honestly can say I have continued with this vow because my number one reason is I want to please God. I know it's cliche and it's kind of like, really? But no, it's true. That's really what I want. Honestly, I just want Him to smile, and that's it. And if the world or whoever, or if I meet somebody and they don't understand it or they are not um, up for it, then it's okay. Because at the end of the day, I have to answer to my God. And if that pleases Him, then I'm okay with that. And if you are not in that place, then please don't take what I'm saying to heart or in an offensive way. Honestly, if you get on this path long enough, you really will have your heart changed in that way. And you really will be like, you know what, honestly, I do want to live this lifestyle because that's what you would like me to do. Because you actually realize that it's amazing that He would ask us to do something for the whole benefit of ourselves. Literally. Yes, purity glorifies God in all ways, but it honestly helps us in the long run and helps us in the end, because if it didn't, then there wouldn't be so many consequences or so many, I guess you can say, ill things that can happen from sex outside of marriage, which is a whole nother conversation. But at the end of the day, having the right intention in your heart is something that will help you continue this change of purity. The second I have is, oh, my favorite. We're comfortable. So a lot of times we just don't want to change because we like what we're doing. We're comfortable with it. And I don't mean like, oh, we like sleeping around. I don't mean that in any way. I just mean we like having the option to date whoever we'd like to date or see whoever we'd like to see, and not feeling like our whole life is controlled, because when you are a Christian or you grew up in the church your whole life, you feel restricted a lot of times. Yes, I'll say it. You do. You really do. So, for me, I always felt like, oh my gosh, that's like the one thing that I could probably do and be okay with doing, because everybody does it, and it's not really a secret, so, we're cool. But I kind of got convicted about it. So I realized, okay, probably not. So being comfortable, I think we have to learn how to be comfortable when we're uncomfortable, and understand that this lifestyle may not be the most comfortable at first, which is one of the reasons why we will stop a change. We're like, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing this anymore. It's like when you go to the gym and you eat the food that they tell you to eat and all of those things, and you work out and you're sore, you're tired, you're sweaty, you smell. You don't want to do it. It's just like, I'm done. But when you actually start to see those results, you're like, oh, okay, all that uncomfortability was worth it. So if we could just learn how to be comfortable when we're uncomfortable, then I promise we'll be fine. And my last point, number 3, is we don't know how. So we might have the right intention. We might be okay with being uncomfortable because we're just at a place where we're so torn. We don't care. We're just like, God, whatever. Please help me out. I will do this for you. But we don't know how. So I think we have to understand everybody learns differently. Everybody learns differently. I have a friend who has a child, and they were telling me that the baby almost choked because when the bottle was changed to a bigger size, the baby didn't know how to control all the milk that was coming through. And it just blew my mind that we actually have to learn how to crawl, how to walk, how to hold our head up. We have to learn all of those things from the ground up. So we have to learn all those things, and we have to learn how to live a lifestyle of purity. Obviously, it's not something that we're just, taught, especially if we are no longer a virgin. Then you really do have to kind of, dare I say it, deprogram yourself to learn how to live this lifestyle so you're not so easily tempted by everything. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up if it's not coming to you as easy as it looks or seems, or whatever the case may be, or think that something's wrong with you. Everybody learns differently. So find out what it is that would cause you to not continue with this lifestyle. And write that down and understand, okay, well, this, if I know this leads to XYZ, then I'm not going to do X and Y. And here is what I'm going to do to make sure I don't do X and Y. These are the people I'm going to call to make sure I don't do X and Y. So things like that we have to implement in our lives just to make sure that we continue with the change. So we have to basically teach ourselves how to change and live a lifestyle of purity. And I have a scripture that is in Matthew that says, "But don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there is enough money to finish it?" Now, of course, I'm not saying, oh, don't start your journey of purity until you know how you're going to do it and you have everything. No. No. Start it, but understand that it's going to take some work. And write down what it is that you're willing to pay for that cost, because it's going to cost you something. It might cost you being lonely a couple nights. It might cost you clearing out your phone and taking some numbers or changing your number so that you're not tempted. It might cost you things like that. And just understand that you're not in this alone. It truly is a lifestyle that is really not bad at all. It really is not. I truly do have a lot of joy and truly do not miss, being in any relationship that is going to be a hindrance to my future relationship with the future husband, or most importantly, to my relationship with God. If it's going to hinder that, then I definitely don't want it. But I hope you did like this video. I am going to go through the points again. So make sure that you have the right intention, that you understand that you have to be uncomfortable, or you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And last, number 3 is learning how. So that's actually why I'm here, is to help teach how to live this lifestyle in a Not so much as an easier way, but just in a way that's a little bit more smooth. So I hope you did like this video. Share it with somebody if they're on that journey as well, or if you feel like somebody's being called to that journey and all those good things. But thank you so much for watching.